Well, absolutely. He knew because, he told his intelligence people to observe what's going on in Dallas 3 hours before it happened.
Yeah, I know. I'm just, you guys are older than me, and sorry to say, you guys are older than me. You guys know more than me about this stuff. I'm learning as I'm going along here since it's 50th anniversary here. And I'm just learning that Onassis, Jackie O, when she was dating Onassis, Onassis had connection with Castro, and Oswald had connected to Cuba. So it's just weird. It's just strange. Anyway, I don't want to take you guys too much off your track.
No, it's okay. We were planning on doing this a little bit.
But Dan,
yeah, I'm listening.
Tell us what you're thankful for.
That both feet are on the ground. That's what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for the life I had. That I didn't have him. Enjoyable. Thankful for having my kids. Thankful for a nice wife. And I'm thankful for having got a very, very good life. And I'm looking to go forward.
One thing we should always remember, okay, and that is that there's always someone who would be happy to have what we have.
Right.
There's always someone who is less fortunate than we are.
And there's always somebody that I'd be happy if I was like them also.
No, you wouldn't. In fact, I just discussed this with my neurologist today. I had to go in for a usual 4-month check.
Oh.
See, Dan, that's what you have to look forward to. When you get older. Make sure you have all your marbles.
No,
but I asked him if he ever heard the poem Richard Cory.
Richard Cory, okay.
And it's a poem that we all learned in elementary school. I don't remember the whole thing, but it starts out, when Richard Cory walked down the street, we people at the pavement looked up at him. He was a gentleman from soul to crown, clean-shaven and imperially slim. Basically, this guy had everything, okay? As they used to say back in the 40s, he was the cat's meow, okay? Everybody wanted to be like Richard Cory. So what happens? In the second stanza, we learn one fine day Richard Cory went home and put a bullet through his head. Okay? Moral of the story? Your money is not going to buy your happiness.
Right.
Okay? And if we could just learn to be happy with what we have, because there are so many people who have less than we do. I mean, what better way to put Thanksgiving than that?
I agree with you, Mark, 100%.
I agree with both of you, but as they say, rich or poor, it's nice to have money.
Yeah, right. No, I agree. It's always nice to have money, but it doesn't make you exactly happy.
But it's not going to make you happy. It's not going to make you happy.
You know what doesn't make me happy, Felix, is those darn cameras, those car cameras that catch you going through a yellow light. I hate those.
Oh, the ones that send you a ticket 6 weeks later.
I can't stand it. They just put all over my neighborhood, my parents' neighborhood, New Hyde Park, and they just flash you go. I mean, they give you a driver's license. You should know whether to go through a yellow light. I mean, I don't know what they think they're trying to do. People aren't trying to go through red lights on purpose. That's maybe they're trying to catch, but they catch the people who are going through yellow lights when there's the yellow lights right under you. That's what they're trying. That's what they're getting tickets for.
You know what the problem with that, Dan, is that a human person, a cop, would let a lot of yellow. They'd let it slide on a lot of, if it was yellow. Okay, the camera just prints out the tickets and they send it out.
Right. You don't have an opportunity to. I mean, you have an opportunity to fight it, but it's just like, why bother? I tried fighting a couple of them. Unfortunately, I got too many of them. But I'm just yellow. I'm not going full steam ahead through a red light. It's just like yellow. It changes yellow quickly, and the flash goes up behind you, and you get a ticket in the mail 6 weeks later. I mean, and then you got to go to court.
Well, Dan, it's a great way for the government to make money.
Yeah, well, I'm just afraid of, like, the New World Order. I don't know if you guys, I'm a conspiracy theory myself, but, New World Order, they're trying to just dominate us, and, even with easy passes. They can give us tickets soon. If you make it too fast from Jersey to New York, or whatever the time frame is, they can give you a ticket for it.
Did you hear what's going on out in Suffolk County now?
Tell me now. I'm sure I heard it, but tell me what you heard.
People are getting tickets, and they're going to traffic court, and they're having the tickets thrown out. They're being found not guilty, but they still expected to pay a monetary fee.
Yeah.
Okay. They tell them that, well, it takes time to generate a ticket, and somebody has to work on it, so we have to pay, and therefore you have to pay.
Right.
I think it's
You know, and what
$35.
And what they say is, it's, you're not getting any points on your license. It's just, we need the money. And I know that if you travel outside of New York, especially those people who are snowbirds and travel down south a lot, you get to those southern states like Alabama and Georgia, they're just looking for out-of-state license plates.
Right.
They will not report you to New York or New Jersey or any place else, so you don't get any points, but they slap a $100 fine on you.
Oh God, the fine.
Cash.
I know texting and driving is bad. We all know that. They say it's worse than drinking and driving. The accidents. I was stuck in the traffic. I was texting my wife at the time. This is recently on Southern State Parkway, and I was bumper to bumper traffic. Who am I hurting? Texting my wife, and it's a $235 ticket.
Wow.
Text. But I know not to drive 55 miles an hour in text, but I was bumper to bumper in traffic. You can't even do
It's
that.
also like 5 points on your license.
Yeah, it's crazy. I couldn't believe it. $235. A guy, the officer was nice enough, but the state trooper, Suffolk, Nassau County state trooper, and it was nice. We didn't give me any tickets for anything else. He just said, "Hey, it's 200." He goes, "You're lucky. $235, Mark."
Well, it's like when the IRS gets you. When they call you down to be audited, yes, they're calling you down for one thing, but once they get you down there, the Pandora's box is open. They can ask you about anything.
Anything, man.
So, a cop can always look through. First of all, they have to ask permission to look in your car, because if you're being stopped for one thing,
Right.
they're not allowed to look for anything else unless there's probable cause.
Right.
Something I learned from my son.
I heard you talking before. Congratulations on that. That's great.
Thank you.
That's great.
Probable cause. That's.
I just don't like Mark. I mean, maybe another topic train you guys have on. I'll listen to. If you want to talk about New World, I'm so on this thing too. New World Order. Yeah, that's been going on for a long time, but it started scaring me. I see it kind of like happening with Obamacare, with these tickets and these lights everywhere, and then it's.
I almost hate to say this, but this is what spurred on the Tea Party, okay? That government is putting their fingers into everything.
Right.
The only problem is they get carried away, because when you think about it, we still need government for many things.
Well, we need the services, police and fire. We all understand that. But, they're dipping their fingers into too many things of what we do for in our lives. But the New World Order is really scaring me because, who controls the money in our country? Who actually, who's the money? It's just, I read so many things and saw so many documentaries on who's actually controlling this country and the world. It's just, I don't know how to say it. Jeez.
Do you remember everybody does. Remember the movie It's a Wonderful Life?
Yeah, of course.
You remember when the Bailey Bank, Savings and Loan, was going under because Uncle, whatever his name was, forgot where he put the $8,000 deposit?
Right.
And there was a run on the bank, and people were saying, I want to take my money out. So they had like $31.92.
Right.
And George was trying to explain to them that technically your money is here, but that money is being used in somebody else's house.
Right.
Okay, because that's basically how banks generate their income.
Of course.
They loan it out, they build, okay, you get a little bit, Okay? So, in essence, what am I trying to say? They tell you, well, you can have your money, but you can't have it today. You know.
Exactly. Well, look, I don't want to take too much of your time. I know you guys have other callers, I'm sure. But just things on my doubts on my chest, that's all.
All right, make sure you give Felix that article, though, okay,
I will.
Dan?
Oh, it's fascinating. Just that one powerful sentence.
And
that's all it was.
you and your family have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And thank you for calling.
You got it, guys. You too.
Thanks a lot.
Talk to you guys
Good
later.
night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, we're back to happy thoughts, right?
Happy thoughts.
Happy talking, happy talk.
Happy trails to you.
Are you sure that we're only drinking coffee? That there's nothing in here?
I got my bottle of scotch. And
I mean,
hit
I
it.
know when Hoder and Kathy Lee act crazy, they're drinking champagne. But what's
Well,
our
how many
excuse?
times did I hit the bottle of scotch today already?
Yeah, but that's it. You hit it. You don't drink it. You just hit it.
I thought that's what you're supposed to do with it.
Well, you don't have to be literal about it, you know. I mean, but really, folks, family, friends, health. I mean, it really, when you think about it, it's the little things in life that not only that can upset you, but it's the little things in life that also make us very happy. It really doesn't take much. It really doesn't. While winning the lottery would be fantastic, one's life is changed so much. Okay, first of all, guess who's the first one knocking on your door, Felix, when you win lotto?
Uncle Sam.
Of course, the IRS. They want their cut. And don't think for a second, all right, that every year, for the next couple of years, they're not going to pull your tax return because they want to see where the money's going and what's left and if you made money on the money. So, you know, money changes people. Let's just be honest about that. Very few people can go unscathed by making big money, okay? Waking up in the morning, being able to open your eyes, not being on a ventilator, okay? Not being in a coma, not being told you have a debilitating disease that's only going to get worse, all right? Looking forward to your future. These are the things that we live for. These are the things that keep us on a steady and even keel. So remember, it's 516-665-1860. We'd love to hear from you. Take it away, Felix.
Well, you know,
I hear a familiar song. You know, not only is this the coffee party theme, but you hold the power in your hands.
that's it.
You can make yourself, you can, you know, you make, I don't know, I think I explained it already, really, you know what else
just-
can I say?
You know, power to the people. And if, you know, they used to, it used to be, what did they used to say? When they put up their fists, it wasn't power to the people, it was
That was black power.
black power,
That
but
was
besides
black power.
that, you know, black power. But, you know, with numbers, we have power.
Well,
And
you know,
give
it's
the power to the people, and I think
it's difficult to talk about happy things, Felix, when nobody else is calling in. You know, I mean, we've done a pretty good job keeping things together here, but you know, as we get messages, I know I've been updating everybody on some of the messages that I received. But the bottom line is, it would be nice. I mean, look, every one of our listeners is thankful for something. Well, maybe there's something they want to get on there off their chest, like you said. You know, just give us a call and let us know what it is.
like Mark always says, this is a show about nothing, which I hate to say,
It's true.
but it's a show about nothing until you bring up a topic.
That's true. My sister said, come on, Mark, it's not a show about nothing. She said you discuss important things. And